I'll just stay at the hotel. David loves hotels. Hey, Samore Love bugs, you have now tuned into my The Haves and Have-Nots recap. Guys, be sure to subscribe if you have not yet done so. Also, be sure to share this video on Google+, Twitter, wherever you like to share videos. And don't forget to give it that good old thumbs up, okay? And check out my other channel, which is Samore Love TV. That's where I do my love and hip-hop recap, as well as a whole bunch of fashion and beauty stuff over there. So check it out when you get a chance. Okay, so guys, the shade is real. The dirt is being thrown, honey. Yes, and I am so here for it. It started off super explosive, and we've started off right where we left off. This is episode, I think, like 13, and we jumping right into it. We knew that there was the fire, and everybody was like, oh my god, what's going on, what's happening? And now we know. Luckily, David came out just in time, so he didn't get burnt up in that fire, because, you know, then it would have been a weird, awkward show without him. It wouldn't be as good. At least I don't think so. So he came out like, what's up? What's going on? Did you do this? Like, he has a feeling, because she's just sitting there smoking her cigarette, chilling like it's nothing. Like the house is not going up in flames right now. Like, super duper crazy. And she's like, what? Don't look at me like that. I told you not to come home. I'm like, dang, no, if you trying to give a point across, how you burn up your freaking house that you live in. There goes memories for years. There goes the place where you live in, your husband lives in, your son sometimes kind of lives in. All up in flames just like that. You see, this is what happened when people have too much money on their hands, because now I guess she can go ahead and buy herself a new house by herself. She's just not even thinking. And then when Jim, he comes over, and Catherine comes over, what she says when they ask if they want to stay with them, she's just like, oh no, I'll stay in a hotel. David loves hotels. Throwing that shade, because we know that that's where she had caught him with Maggie Day. So she was just pretty much trying to say a little hint, hint, wink, wink, like, yeah, like I don't know. But she doesn't really know. She's assuming, and she's dead wrong. You know what they say when you assume? What's the first 3 words? Bam, exactly. Meanwhile, Candace, she's getting her trick on, honey. But the thing is that it's all halted because her mom comes busting through the door and says that Quincy has her son. She saw him, and she's pretty much saying that it's Candace's fault, because, you know, she always, I hate the relationship that they have. I mean, I've seen some mothers and daughters have bad relationships, and to be honest, I don't have the best of my moms all the time, but man, these two took the cake. The way that they go at it, it's like you wouldn't even think that they love each other sometimes. I feel like there's so much pain between these two because of everything that went down, how she got molested and all these other things. It just caused her to be it caused Candace to be heartless, and then it caused, there's just this big rift between them. But when she leaves, Candace, you can tell that it totally affected her, especially all the things that she said, because words are like daggers. People say, oh, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will. Yes, words do hurt, because I've heard some words in my day, honey, and I've just been like, I felt like my whole world was torn apart. So words can definitely hurt, so you got to make sure you use them wisely. And luckily, the guy that she was about to get the trick on with, luckily he's actually like a caring, understanding type of guy, that he actually wants to be there and kind of console her. So he just holds her. He holds her all throughout the whole night, and when they get up, she's just like, what type of guy doesn't want to do anything and just hold somebody throughout the night? He's like one that actually cares, and I actually like you, you know? It's not the same. He's not just there to get a quick bang type of thing going on. Benny, he reveals to his mother that he beat up Quincy. They both ended up in jail. Veronica bailed him out, and he also wrecked her car. But when she looks out the window, she notices that there's a car in the garage, in the driveway. So she's like, whose car is that? She's like, oh, that's Miss Harrington's car. That's her husband's car, is what Hanna tells him. And he doesn't really go much into it, because who's going to tell their mama, oh, I had sex with Miss Harrington? No, you're not going to say all of that. So you're going to tell the person part of the story, the part that don't sound too bad. You know, depending on who it is, a lot of us pick and choose what we're going to say, because we just don't want to be judged and don't want to go through the, oh, why would you do something like that? Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's just a judgmental world that we live in, and that's just how it is. So, of course, he's going to kind of filter what he says to his mother. He wants to take it a step further, and his mom's just like, yo, leave it alone. He's gonna end up retaliating. He's gonna come back here. He's like, yo, I wish he would do something like that. He's like, at the end of the day, he touched you. And he came to my house when I wasn't even here, like on some thug life. But she's like, yo, you need to really chill out, because you were almost dead just now. Not too long ago. You came back to life. I want to cherish the moments that we have together. You know, that's definitely an eye-opening experience where you almost met death. Like, literally, it was, you were knocking on death's door and you're lucky to be alive. So you need to really be careful with what you do. But I totally understand. He's like the man of the house. He has to protect his mom, and he's trying to protect his sister as well, and make sure that no one tries to violate either one of them, and also try to get back his nephew. When Benny finally does call Veronica, but this was like later on in the episode, she's just on some, hey, you know, she's looking around, making sure nobody listening. Even though she's about to go to a funeral, you know, it's supposed to be a sad time, but not for Veronica. Nah. She's trying to get her goodies got. That's what she's trying to do. So she tells him, she's all smiling and everything while talking, I'm the one who came on to you, because he's like, you know, we can't really do this anymore. I'm sorry, I was upset, and I know you're married. She's just like, I want to see you again. He's like, I'm not really sure I can do that. She's like, just come on. And you know, she's very demanding, and he probably had some good stuff. She's like, I didn't even get to show you everything. I got some more stuff to show you. I can put my leg up there like they did on the BET Awards. That girl that was behind Curtis Brown. Yeah, I could do one of those right quick. Let me stop. All right, now Maggie, she shows up to make sure that David was okay. And this was like during the fire. And Veronica was just like, yeah, I bet she would show up. Yeah, you trying to see how your man is doing? And Maggie, she's foolish enough to try to start talking to this crazy woman once again after she just banged her off the other day. Like, she just freaking beat her up. She's gonna still try to talk to her like, girl, go take some boxing lessons, or go take some self-defense classes or something before you try to stand up for yourself, because what you did in that hotel, it was not working. Like, you was getting dragged, literally. She tells her that, and she tries to say something, but David's just like, I'll call you later. Just leave. Just go. Just go. I'm good. I'm here to protect you. Make sure you don't get dragged again in front of all these people. Like, just go. Just get out of here. And yeah, of course, Veronica's throwing her little words, and I'm just so over her. Like, she gets me so mad. She's like the person you would love to hate. She's just like getting sicker and sicker by the episode. It's like freaking ridiculous. And David, he's like literally tearing up while he was talking to Jim, because he's just like, oh my God, everybody's freaking mad. He's like, why was it that the DA was at the house? He's like, she thinks that I try to set her up or something like that. And he was trying to tell him like, oh, you know, Wyatt's going through some stuff, and it's kind of Wyatt's the one is, and he's like, oh my God, everybody's losing their freaking mind. Everybody getting off of their nerves. What the hell is going on? You can tell that he's just like, oh my God, like seriously, he looks like he's just so stressed out. I feel so bad for him, because he tries to be such a good person. You know, he messed up a little bit. He shouldn't have been in the bed with the girl, but he didn't, ultimately, he respected his vows and he didn't do anything. So you gotta give him some kind of credit. But I'm just on some effing mode. Like, yo, boss, do what you gotta do, because at the end of the day, this chick is doing her. So go ahead. I mean, and she been thinking you was doing it anyway, so you might as well be happy. Alright, let me stop with my thug life stuff. Thug Samore came out just now. Jeffrey, he got the goodies from Landon. Yes, he did. And Landon's all like, you ready for round 3? Ready for round 3, partner? You ready to go? And he's just like, no. you know, he was upset. He had his issues going down. He wanted a little sex to get everything off his mind. Took advantage of Landon, and now Landon is just like, he's starting to realize, like, okay, so who's the person that you was thinking about when you was doing me? And he finds out or understands that it's a heterosexual male. And just when they're having this little conversation, who ends up knocking on the door? None other than the infamous Mr. Wyatt. He comes knocking on the door, and he looks, you know, he's just like, what are you guys doing? Oh, I'm like, okay. Can I stay here? And he tries to tell him his house is burned down, tells him that. And then he kind of just looks around and he's like, wait, why are you not fully clothed? And why is Jeffrey's shirt on backwards? Oh no, this is weird. Nope, I'm out. Jeffrey's gonna try to grab him back in. No. Landon was just leaving. Landon's like, no, I wasn't. I'm like, don't play with me, boys. What are you talking about? I was just about to leave. I'm staying right here. You ain't kicking me out like I was some $2 hoe. What you talking about? I'm like, damn, Landon. But Jeffrey ends up leaving anyway, and Landon ends up leaving. So Jeffrey's just pretty much left all alone because... But yeah, he finds out about his whole mom and everything. I mean, about the fire. He actually found out about the fire through the call. So when he gets that's when he ends up leaving to go and make sure his family's okay, because his dad had called. David, he tries to talk to Veronica and let her know that he's not trying to sleep with Maggie Day or anything like that, but she just isn't buying it, regardless to anything that he says. And he asks her, like, were you really gonna sit there and let me burn? And she's like, and I would have been the grieving wife today. And that was at the funeral. She's like, I would have been the grieving wife. Just like nothing happened. It's like really like no emotion at all. And when it's time for the funeral, Candace, she gets all dressed up. She goes over to her mom's house, and her mom's like, where you going looking all dressed up like that? First they talk a little bit about the baby and everything, and then she's like, well, I'm going to the funeral. She was my friend. She's like, don't go to that funeral. She was like, if you go to that funeral, it's me and you. I'm like, yo, that sounds like what my mom be saying to me. It's gonna be me and you if you freaking do that thing. You better, you know, they be going off on you sometimes. And you just be like, damn, I don't want it to be me and her. Maybe I shouldn't do it, you know? And it kind of makes you think twice a little bit. But not good old Candace. Candace is ready to go over to the funeral because, like she said, it's her friend. But I'm like, oh, this is just gonna be nothing but bad. I don't see anything good coming out of her going because she's always appearing at the most awkward times, and you know that there's gonna be press there. And Jim, you just freaking, what is it called, embezzled freaking millions of dollars from this man, and now you're trying to go to his daughter's funeral. Where do they do that at? What? Like, really though? So anyways, with the whole thing with Veronica and David, he's just like, I don't know, like I feel like he's getting to the point where it might end up happening. Something with him and Maggie Day might just end up happening, but we gotta tune in to see if that actually does happen, or if he still tries to be a good man. Because even when she was talking to him, he's like, so where do we go from here? And she's just like, well, after the double funeral, you're going to go to your hotel and I'm going to go to mine. And he's like, okay, so I guess we're not sharing a hotel. And she's just like, I will be, but not you. I'm like, yo, she is really going, she's really telling him a whole lot. And he kind of figured it out even from before when they were talking. He's like, oh, I think that she's cheating now. So, girl. So Wyatt, he is like super out of control. Earlier in the episode, he was like disrespecting Maggie, talking about her rack, her boobies or whatever. And now he's disrespecting Celine because Celine came over to try to talk to Jim and just find out, like, why was it that he fired her and they had a deal and he let the wife drag her all through the house and kick her out and everything. Why is it that he allowed that? And she's just touching his face like, where are you? Come back to me. What's up? Because I really feel like she really truly cares about him, and she really maybe thought that they were supposed to be together. But I'm like, if I want to be together with somebody, I could not be their maid. I'm sorry, but it's just, I couldn't see it happening. But to each his own, no judgment, judgment-free zone. But with Wyatt, he's just like, oh, there goes the whore. And she's like, are you gonna really let your son talk to me like that? And he's like, oh, don't open your mouth. And he's just saying all these really outlandish things to her. And it's just crazy, absurd, like completely ridiculous. And she even had to slap him up one time and like, don't disrespect me like that. I don't blame her, because regardless of anything, I think that he should still, she's older than him. She's been his maid for all these years, taking care of his household. He still shouldn't be disrespecting her to the max like that, because you're still younger than her, you know, and she watched you grow up, whatever. And she's the mother of his stepbrother and all that too. So that's another thing. So when she is talking to him and everything, she says, come back to me, like, what, how could you let me down like this? Or she's like, why aren't you here for me, or something along those lines. And then he says, well, he sure wasn't there for Amanda. My God, who tell the man to say that? He went off. Yo, he literally dragged Wyatt down the stairs. He was trying to go up the stairs. He dragged him down the stairs. He's like this, coming down the stairs. And he started punching him. Bang, 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 non-stop. If Hanna wasn't there, he probably would have been a bloody mess, because Celine, she wasn't trying to stop anything. She's just like, he deserves it. That's what he get for talking to me like that. And Hannah's like, no one deserves to be treated like that. I don't care. Yeah, you won't care after you find out what he did to your son. I bet you'll be thinking just a little bit differently. I mean, you Christian and everything, but still, that's your child. That's your blood. You know, your flesh and your blood. That's a little different. So anyways, that's so she ends up telling what's her name to get out, that she has to leave, Celine. But Celine, she looks like a woman scorned. I tell you something, they have to watch her, because she look like somebody that's gonna be like, come back with a vengeance. Either she's gonna do a press conference, she's gonna bring out her family, or she gonna do something that's gonna shake up the table, you know, shaking the tables. Like K. Michelle had said, ooh, you shaking the tables. She gonna do something. I know she's gonna do something. I have a feeling she's gonna come back with a vengeance. You see that look in her eye when she was walking away? Crazy. So Wyatt asked her, when Hanna was trying to help him and make sure he's okay, Wyatt is like, so how's your son? He's asking him about Benny. And then she's like, he's okay, he's out of the hospital. And he's like, okay. So you know, right? And she's like, know what? And all that time, what's her name is coming down the stairs, Veronica, and she's looking. She has those devilish look in her eyes. She's like, if fire could have came out of somebody's eyes, you would have seen the flames going like this out of her eyes. She's just looking at him like, yo, I wish I had powers right now. I would just squirt. I would freaking burn him. And while she's coming down the stairs, she's just looking. And he's like, you know what I did, right? And that's like pretty much where it ends, you know, the cliffhanger. So we gotta wait till next week to see what happened. But I'm wondering if the whole confession is gonna come out, or if Veronica is gonna kind of like shut that down right quick. I guess we're gonna see in the next one, y'all. Tell me what you thought about this episode down below. What was your highlights? What do you want to see? I just feel like, there's just so much that's going on. I'm just, I don't know. I want Maggie and this dude to hook up. I just feel like they feel like it's happening anyway. Why not? I feel bad for Landon, because Jeffrey pretty much used him like a little bee. And I feel like Wyatt is on the low type of gay. I feel like he does have feelings for Jeffrey, but he just doesn't want it to, he doesn't know how to express it. I feel like he's a low gay. I feel like it. What else? I'm looking forward to see what happens at this funeral. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be crazy. dysfunctional family type of funeral. All right, guys, so thanks for watching. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Later.